Hey everyone, Marsh from Consequence here. We're going to go over Rashok. Off the bat, pure single target fight, healing CDs. I highly advise looking at CDs from a guild with your comp who killed the boss on a low amount of pulls. That will be the goal. Those are very critical. But let's talk about what we did and how you might be able to apply it if you're on this boss right now. So, the first thing you'll see here is we're going to pull the boss in this quadrant. Why? Because these two, we're trying to bait these on the wall here. Now, what we're doing is we're basically one of the shot callers is saying, okay, which one to go to. So because this guy was in his opener, he didn't run all the way in. That's completely fine. But ideally, you'd want to put it on the gate. So the idea here is to stack as many near this one now as possible. So the big soak's coming, and what you're going to see here is you're going to see the tanks pushing the soak towards the mid. Now what some guilds do is they use a weak aura that tells them how to go in. It's going to be a little blurry right now, but what we did is we had groups go in with my call. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had 5 people in the first group. I think we had 5 people in every group. Doesn't matter. We did 5, 5, 4, and then tanks don't really need to clear, so that's everyone else. So the idea is the melee go first. And the way the list is structured is the first person on the list just has priority on when to go in. So you'll see that the Enhancement Shaman is number 1. The Enhancement Shaman needs the most uptime on the boss. They don't have long arms. They want to clear insta, not even worry about the mechanic. So after that, everyone files in. And this first set, you can see people clear basically immediately. You have Lust going, you have CDs going, so your health isn't going to move that much. So the call would be, we can just play it. The call would be something like, you can hear me in the VOD if you play in a voice, but like Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, Group 4. And this is for the first set, and that will get all the debuffs off. Now, you can see that the tanks move the boss closer to the old one, because we're going to try to bait those orbs there. We have a soak. 1 person soak is ideal. And then you'll see here, you'll have the, we'll bait again. So you see we baited over here on this gate. This is really bad RNG. It was Warlock in the Shadow Freeze. That sucks. But it's alright. He makes it, and we're good. So this RNG is not amazing because we wish these are closer to each other, but it's okay. So we have the big soak again. Now in this soak, you can see, it might be a little slower. So Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4. Now, if you're calling that and your raid leader says, okay, Group 3 go, and you see people are low, don't just go in. That makes no sense. You need to be thinking for yourself as well and seeing people's health, because our raid leader's attention might be focused, or sorry, not focused, it might be split on what's coming next, so it's up to you to make those calls. The other thing to note, I didn't talk about this in this phase, is we have I don't remember what it's called, but you basically like make the boss invisible. It's an item you buy. Someone in your guild will know what it is. I'm just drawing a blank right now. The other thing is you can see here we have assignments for every one of these slams. Eventually this didn't become fully accurate because we didn't need them in P1 anymore, but for early prog it was really, really, really good. So we had Ironbark, and then sack, sack, Ironbark, sack, sack, and that just repeated. Every single time someone got the slam. However, we come over. Again, he's going to leap. We're trying to bait it near the old ones. We do. He's going to go over. He's probably going to put it like on the gate. And good. Now, we didn't talk about the slams exactly how they work, but I'll talk about them in the next phase so don't waste time. He does a frontal here, and we move center. You can milk his energy up to like 99. But you see here, we're going to move him in right now. Yep. So, this phase, We made the decision of never health stone or health potting here when we were close to a kill because you need those for the end of the fight. So this is really up to your healers to keep you up. You getting hit by fire is an absolute throw. There's nothing a healer can do to save you. That needs to be your #1 priority. Kind of unacceptable they'd hit if you're in Mythic rating on a mechanic like this, obvious. So that is the intermission, and now the boss is going to come out, and the waves are coming. So again, we're going to talk about the drop here. So we have a drop here. He's going out, and you can see how he's positioning here. See how this circle is just overlapping this, because he's trying to get it in this corner, but all he just needs to do is get a little bit in, and he's good. So now it's in that wall, and that was a really good drop, actually. And we're good. And then you have the big soak. So now you have this healing absorb from the other one exploding, and now people are in a little more danger. So when you're calling the groups, you need to be a little more conservative. Group 1, look how much people got chunked. Group 2 can go. Good. Group 3, and then group 4. And now you're good. So the other thing is you're going to want to make sure that you clear all the stacks before this mechanic here. This mechanic with stack clearing is just GG's. So keep that in mind. So again, we got the second one coming here. And see, we have a sack going on him. Might not be an issue for your guild anymore, but yep. Another thing that's very common in this fight, and this is just happens at all groups. Actually, we'll talk about this real quick. So you have Mythic Orbs coming, and again, Group 1 should go. Group 2 should go. Group 3 should go. And Group 4 should go. So you're watching HPs. You're watching HP. One thing to note is these waves. Now, it's kind of a forehead take to just say, yeah, right there. It's a forehead take to just say, just don't get hit by waves. It's much harder than it seems. There are strategies you can do, especially in melee, because melee love getting farmed by waves. Don't play through the boss, play around the boss. That's probably my biggest one. And then every time the waves come, you want to identify any ones that are coming through the boss ASAP, position yourself away from them so you don't get hit. It is very, very easy just to zone out a second and then have a wave come through the boss and kill you. And when you're doing a soak and that happens, you're going to die. It's very common. So then we get through this phase here. Good. And we have the Mythic Orbs coming again. Notice how we stacked all the ones in that quadrant. So right now, you'll see that the middle is completely done. Like, you do not clear anymore. So they're probably going to drop right here. Yeah, so we're still stacking them in this corner because we want all the waves to come from a single direction. So we're dodging, dodging, dodging. And you can see there, we used a sack on them. So again, this is slightly outdated. But we used a sack on that target. And we soak. Now let's talk about the soaks. Because you can't clear the dot and the healing absorb, well, the healing absorb will go away, but the dot will persist the rest of the fight. You also need everyone in there to soak. So classes who can remove the dot are extremely strong on this encounter, or just mitigate it. So right now everyone has it. And this first part of P2 isn't too bad. Actually, the DK AMS'd it, so he doesn't have it. But you can see everyone's getting absolutely chunked. And now the rest of this phase is brutal, and this is where you see guilds currently just getting chain wiped over and over and over and over is this point on. 150, 200 pulls I've seen, but there are ways to counter it. So first you have these circles. It's really up to your healers to make sure that you're top tier. Like, look how healthy we are. And it's also smart for tankier classes to take priority in soaking these. You don't want to have your squishy classes for no reason soaking these. And remember what I said earlier about the health stones and health pots, because having them in this phase is critical. So anyway, we're going to keep going. We have the Mythic Orbs again. They should drop it right there. Yep. He's going to go. And you can see Ironbark is going on him. He turtled anyway. That's fine. And then we have this next soak coming. So this charge smash It's going to come down, and we can see here we stack like Link and AMS and all these things. And if you can live through this part, you will kill the boss. So we're coming up, and this last third, we'll go through this again because there's a few things going on here. So you'll have one more here. It's probably going to be, we'll see what external we use. One more. Doesn't matter which one he takes because we're already in the corner, as long as he doesn't overlap. Yep. And we're going to be cruising here to the end, hopefully. I mean, he's about to enrage here, so. But the end of the day, that is the fight. Now, I want to rerun things a little because your CD usage is really important here. Every guild will do it differently, but I'm just going to give you some tips. So you're coming in this phase. You know there's the challenging parts here are these slams. All right. And the soaks. Now, you need to use DR cooldowns for the second and third ones at least. If you have double warrior HPAL or something like that, you might be able to have more flexibility than we had. So we had 2 AoE DRs in this raid. So most likely, if I remember properly, we didn't use it for the first. And then right here, so this next slam that's coming up right here should be an AoE DR, ideally. Oh, not this one, sorry. This here. So he's going to go out. And you can see we're using Devo Aura right now. Because if we didn't use Devo Aura, arguably dead, extremely low. And that's harder to heal, especially when you have a ticking dot. Look at that. It almost killed him even with the dot tick. So now we can come back up in health. So making sure you have set DRs. And the third one we're going to use Rally. So again, here, we're dodging waves. But this will be more of your AMS. Darkness. Darkness again, SLT, that's more of these situations. Now, and then when you do the slam, it's going to be the AoE. So you'll see the last slam here, and I think this is where a ton of guilds actually just completely just have their 1% wipes for 2 weeks. It's this third leap. You're going to see a rally being run. And it's really important. Look at the timer of rally, okay? They're coming out. APT's down. He's running rally. Rally's going to come down. It's got everyone healthy. Boom. We're good. So, again, those AoE CDs or AoE DRs are really important in that situation. In the group, you want to use the the ones that you can stay together. Other really important things I didn't know. If you have a prop paladin, spell wording your priests, or your mainly your priests. But if you don't have like a holy priest, there are other, like I think Rasta Druid could use it pretty well. Spell word them. They can use their big CDs while standing and stuff, so they don't get it interrupted. A lot of guilds don't do that. But if you can piece these things together, your damage will come, and you will kill this boss. Also, at the end of the fight, if you hear comms and watching this video, you'll probably hear me saying like use healthstone, use health pot at certain intervals. Because you need to get your health up ASAP for certain mechanics. So, and also the healing absorb, if you can get that off extremely quickly, it will help your healers out a ton. So making sure that you have your health stone and health pots for this part of the fight when you're ready for a kill, absolutely critical. As well as personals if you're ever in danger. A lot of guilds, again, will use personals when the slam target goes out. That person will use a personal. We're using externals so that they can use their personals for other parts of the fight. Other than that, that's Rashok. Hopefully this helps. I know a lot of guilds are here right now. Going to be skipping Zeskarn because we haven't killed it with the new strategy yet. I don't want to do that yet. And we're going to go right to Magmarax after this. But other than that, I'm out. Peace.